Hi friends, and welcome to Ouroboros Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is a reading that I have not done before, and that is a reading all about your next significant relationship. And I have 4 piles for you guys to choose from today. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Take as much time as you need to find the pile that sits right with your energy, as well as with your person's, and I will see you in a minute. Hi Pile 1, welcome to your reading. We're looking into what the next significant relationship that you have is going to be like. This could also represent your current connection if you're already in a relationship. And how I've decided to do it is these cards here are going to indicate who each person is. The cards in the middle are going to be kind of like an energetic glimpse into what's to come for this relationship. We'll pull tarot. I have more oracles set to the side in case we need clarification on anything. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So person number 1 is showing up as the baby hawk, number 5, and the keywords are nourishment while waiting. We also have Scorpion, number 63, cast your sacred symbols. And we have the Lover. The light attributes are great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something, and the shadow attributes are obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. For person number 2, we have Abundance. This is the whale. I think it's the bowtail whale, and it's number 9. We have Turtle, Messiah. The light attribute is serving humanity with humility, and the shadow attribute is exaggerated belief that you are the only means through which a cause can succeed. And we have number 27, something that is never truly yours. We also have number 29, the Romantics. The affirmation is I allow romance to touch my heart every day. And we have the King. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with the person over here, the first person whose cards came out. We'll call this person the Scorpion person. I would say that the Scorpion is somebody who I think may at times, or may have in the past at times, had a really difficult time with letting go of the reins, of allowing things to unfold the way in which they're supposed to. Like it feels very constrictive. Like the energy that I'm picking up on here is of somebody who wants to be in control. And I don't mean this in the sense of like this is somebody who wants to control and manipulate. That's not what I mean. What I mean is more so like this is somebody who probably doesn't really like surprises, probably doesn't like being caught off guard, really likes probably their like sticking to a routine, things like that. And I think that this is kind of transferred over into relationships as well when they connect with other people. I get the feeling that this Scorpion person is somebody who perhaps has many times in the past opened up their heart to someone and it has been burned in the process. And I think that when this connection comes into union, this is going to be something that this person is actively working on. I don't think that this person is going to be showing up in this connection as somebody who is not wanting to work on themselves or who has not already done the work. Like, it feels like there's a lot of growth happening for this person, more than likely currently, and that's going to be it almost feels like the Scorpion is going to understand a profound lesson or learn a profound lesson from the Turtle within this connection. With this nourishment while waiting card, it feels like there's a lot of untapped potential here, and the Scorpion feels like somebody who may very well be a go-getter, somebody who is constantly going after the next thing and the next thing, and is constantly on the lookout for new opportunities or potential threats. And what this card is indicating is that there's also benefit to rest. There's also a benefit to waiting, to not trying to control something. And the benefit is that at times we need that in order for us to be nourished. We'll come back to the Scorpion person, but let's talk more about this turtle person. So I feel very strongly, pile one, like the two of you are two people who are going to complement one another beautifully. Like there's a balance here of really strong traits, really strong characteristics or strengths that I'm seeing, and yet at the same time they're very different from one another, and when they're placed together it feels like it's going to be something that is very much so a connection that is set up for success, a connection that is going to be like there's going to be a reward. You're going to be able to reap what it is that you've sown. And that being said, pile one, this turtle person seems to be on the opposite spectrum of the Scorpion, in the sense of the turtle feels like somebody who is practicing non-attachment. They seem like somebody who is really going with the flow, who really is really just enjoying where life is taking them. And this is coming from a place of stability within the turtle themselves. So this turtle person is somebody who has a home within themselves. And because of this, no matter where life takes them, they're always feeling the anchor that they have made for themselves, I guess. There's a lot more trust here. There's a lot less fear of being hurt or fear of the unknown. There's much less of that here for the turtle than there is the Scorpion. And I think that the turtle is going to be teaching the Scorpion a lot about the skill of going with the flow. There are things that we can change, and then there are things that we cannot. And in those moments of not being able to change something, with acceptance, there comes nourishment. And it feels like the turtle person is really going to be offering this insight and this sense of security to the Scorpion. I also feel like for the turtle person, with this something that is never truly yours card, they approach relationships, people, things from the perspective of something is it's never going to be truly theirs. The only thing that is theirs is themselves, if that makes sense. And with this comes the beautiful opportunity for the Scorpion to truly be themselves, fully, wholly, completely, because the turtle is not trying to change the Scorpion. The turtle is coming to the Scorpion and is meeting the Scorpion at their level, is seeing the Scorpion for all of their beauty, when it comes to perhaps their fierceness, their loyalty, as well as the things that perhaps the Scorpion person might not necessarily be as proud of, like holding on to resentments or not feeling as though they're free-spirited. Whatever the case may be, the turtle person is looking at Scorpion and is seeing so much more than perhaps what the Scorpion is aware that others are able to see within them. I think that the Scorpion is somebody who definitely knows what it is that they want, and once they decide what it is that they want, they are going to walk confidently toward it, and they're not going to let anything thwart their efforts into receiving what it is that they want, which might really be beneficial for the turtle, who perhaps has at times allowed opportunities to slip through the cracks when it could have been something very beneficial to them. But overall, with these two cards here, the Romantics and the King, what this is telling me is that there's a blending of the ego and the rest of self. Like, this connection is one where the ego transcends itself. It feels like a very, very healthy connection. It feels like one, honestly, where the two of you are a power couple of some kind. And I also get a soulmate vibe. There's going to be rose-colored glasses that this connection brings for the two of you. Suddenly, both of you are going to be seeing the world through different lenses, and it's going to be from a perspective that perhaps you've never even considered before, but it's going to enhance the quality of your happiness, your life, your approach to living, and vice versa. Same for the other person. So let's go ahead and pull tarot, see what else comes through. We'll go ahead and leave the turtle and the scorpion out. We're going to be asking the tarot, what is it that pile 1 needs to know about this next or current connection? What is it that pile 1 needs to know, Spirit, about their next significant or current connection? What do they need to know about it? Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles. What is it that they need to know, Spirit, about their next connection? So we have the King of Pentacles, the Four of Wands. What do they need to know about their next connection? So we have the Six of Swords and the Four of Swords. Okay, why is the Page of Pentacles here? Why is the Page of Pentacles here? We have the Six of Wands. Why is the King of Pentacles here? Why is the King of Pentacles here? We have Death. Why is the Four of Wands here, Spirit? We have Justice. Why is the Six of Swords here? Okay, we have the King of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles coming out. Why is the Four of Swords here? Please clarify the Four of Swords. We have the Nine of Cups, and then bottom of the deck energy is the Ten of Cups. Okay, this is really beautiful. It feels like this connection is probably going to be one that comes after a period of potentially taking a break from dating altogether, or potentially taking a break from, especially if you're identifying as the Scorpion, it feels like this connection is one that is going to arrive at your doorstep once you allow yourself time to rest. Like that card that came out with the Scorpion was nourishment while waiting. So there may very well be a waiting period, but it also feels like this is an opportunity to practice going with the flow. But once like the dust has kind of settled, once clarity has been found from past experiences or current experiences, this is something that is going to come very rapidly once it begins. There's definitely an element here of marriage. We have the Four of Wands, Justice, and the Ten of Cups. Justice at times, like a lot of the times, this is indicative of bringing things into balance, or apologies of some kind, remorse, things like that. But this is also indicative of just the legal system of law, and marriage is a part of that. It's a legal agreement, essentially. And I do feel as though with the Ten of Cups, the Four of Wands, and Justice, that this is your person that you're more than likely going to marry if marriage is something that you believe in. Another thing that could be coming through is a life partner, and one that you live with. There's a lot of happiness, though. This is something that truly brings the two of you a lot of joy. If the two of you are wanting to start a family, that's something that I see for you with the Ten of Cups being the bottom of the deck energy. There's just so much love here, Pile 1. There's a lot of love. I'm going to pull some oracles. Why is the Page of Pentacles and the Six of Wands here? We have go the distance. Why is the King of Pentacles and Death here? We have higher power. And why is the Six of Swords, King of Cups, and Knight of Pentacles here? We have yin. Okay. I feel like for one of you, what was coming through was this need to take a break, to take a rest, to allow your heart time and space to recover, to recuperate, to feel safe enough to be vulnerable again. But then I feel as though for the other person, whoever it is, there's this element of needing to allow something else to end that I feel very strongly you or your person, depending on who it is, knows is not serving them, knows is not in their fate. It's not written in the stars. There's something here around letting something go, and I think it may very well be an aspect of self. It could be an aspect of self. It could also be a different relationship. It could be a career change of some kind. There's something going on here that needs to be acknowledged is not serving them, and with that comes transformation, and with that brings the two of you into alignment. The Go the Distance card, Six of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles, essentially what this is saying is that it may be that this connection, based on all of the things I've just said, it may be that this connection is one that really makes you feel somewhat uncomfortable, like the idea of having to change your thought pattern or create new habits or whatever the case may be. It may feel very uncomfortable at first. And it may feel like with that discomfort comes the inability to do it, but the cards are saying that it's a guaranteed success. This connection is coming into fruition, and it's important to not give up. There are probably going to be instances where perhaps you doubt that this connection is coming, or the other person doubts that this connection is coming. I also get the feeling with Go the Distance, another thing that's coming through is that the two of you may be traveling together. Like, this may be a long distance relationship, or it may be a relationship where the two of you start out in two different places and the two of you come together in a different way. I feel like, to go off of these three cards here that I just was talking about, it feels like what it is that needs to be released is because there is something else within you or within your life or within them in their lives that takes precedence. Like, I kind of get the feeling that like there's this calling to step away from something that perhaps feels very grounding but doesn't feel like it's like the perfect fit, you know? Yeah. That's what I'm seeing for you guys. Let's go ahead and get some advice. What advice is there for pile 1? Okay, we have, I release my need to be right. I am defenseless and at peace. We also have, when I lead from a place of love, people respect me. And we have, I claim my desires, I hold great visions, I am ready to receive. All right, pile 1, well, that's what I'm seeing for you guys today. Thank you so much for giving me this chance to read for you, and I hope that I will have another opportunity to read for you again soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye. I hate this chair. Hi pile 2, and welcome to your reading. So we are looking into your next significant relationship. This reading could also represent the current relationship that you're in. So if that is what you're looking for insight on, this may be your pile. But I will be talking as though this connection is one that has not come into union currently. So yeah. Let's go ahead and get on into it. So the cards on the right are going to represent each person, who they are, what they're currently like going through, what their mindset is. And then the cards in the center are going to represent just the energetic tie between the two of you, what's going on between the two of you when this connection happens. So yeah, person 1 is showing up as the turtle, the land turtle, number 8, and it says small steps, big accomplishments. We also have warrior. The light attributes are strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. And the shadow attributes are trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. We have tiger. And we have number 33, ripe fruits. Person number 2 is showing up as the hawk, number 19, and the phrase is focus on the big picture. We also have exorcist. The light attribute is freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses, and the shadow attribute is fear of facing your own demons. We also have vulture. And number 21, rainbow transference. The 2 cards in the middle are number 15, the communicator. I remember that my words can have multiple meanings. And the river. Okay, so I think for the vast majority of you, this is probably a connection that you have already had some type of connection with, like some type of relationship has already transpired between the two of you, for the vast majority of you, I would say. But it doesn't feel like this is like current. Like this, it doesn't feel like it's currently in union. It feels like it's heading in that direction. Or if it is, it's because this is, you're looking into it as like your current relationship. But yeah, it feels like the two of you have known each other. And there may very well have been, it may have been one of those instances where it was the right person, the wrong time, or where it just didn't work out. But like there's always been this what if. Yeah. And from what I'm picking up on, it feels like the tiger. So we're going to call this person the tiger and this person the vulture. it feels like the tiger is somebody who has really put in the work, has really become secure and stable and full of self-love for themselves. There's a lot of, this is a very sweet, beautiful person who knows their worth, is the first thing I will say. It feels like for the tiger, they know what it is that they want. So like this person seems to be somebody who is intentional when it comes to dating, is intentional when it comes to their friendships, is intentional when it comes to the choices that they make. And they are intentional because they have sat down with themselves and set goals, talked about with themselves their desires, figured out what it is that they want. And because they've gotten to know themselves on this level, they know when something shows up on their doorstep and it's not what it is that they want. They know that pretty fairly on, and they don't entertain it. It also feels like the tiger may very well be a little bit further along on their journey than the vulture, but they both kind of have similar goals. I would say that the vulture is somebody who is potentially more misunderstood, is misunderstood in comparison to the tiger. The tiger seems to be somebody who, what you see is kind of what you get. Not in like a negative way or in a boring way. It's just that this person is really, really sure of themselves. Whereas the vulture is somebody who perhaps has made mistakes in the past, and knows that even if they forgive themselves, even if they make changes to the decisions that they make, to the way they approach things, from here on out, other people that they may have harmed with their mistakes in the past still have a right to not want this person in their life anymore, or to cut them off, or to not forgive them. And I think that is something that this person is currently dealing with. Or there are times when how do I want to say it? Like a part of you, or who you were in the past, is no longer who you actually are, but people are still holding on to that past version of you. It feels like there is who they are is not necessarily being seen in its entirety. And the fact of the matter is, this person is really wanting to and is on their way to destroying their ego, to challenging their thought patterns, to challenging the things that they feel comfortable in that have not been serving them. And I think that part of what is coming through for the vulture is that they may have in the past been very, very afraid of being hurt, or perhaps they still are in that emotion of this fear of being hurt, this fear of being vulnerable. But there's also been an aha moment, or there will be in the near future, this wake-up call to them where they realize that if they are ever to make a true connection with another person where they can actually be understood and seen, they're going to have to focus on showing others who they truly are. They're going to have to focus on vulnerability. This person wants to be vulnerable, wants to be seen, and is having to step outside of their comfort zone in order to allow themselves to achieve just that. And I would say that for the vulture, the biggest goal for the vulture when it comes to how they approach life is to connect with another person on such a deep level that they feel as though it's their soulmate, or they feel as though it's their life partner. And I get the feeling that if this connection is one that has already had a past or a history of some kind, I get the feeling that the tiger may have in the past been somebody who pursued the vulture rather than allowing the vulture to come to them. And it feels like now that's not really what's happening, or it's not what's going to happen. It feels like the tiger is going to be staying on their throne, and is not going to be allowing the vulture to take up any of their peace of mind. They're going to continue on their way, continue on reaching their goals outside of this connection, and they're no longer, or they will not ever pursue something that seems to be running from them. I would say that the tiger is more than likely, because this is somebody who is so aware of themselves, they're more than likely manifesting this connection, but they are not allowing themselves to, they want to allow things to unfold naturally. And when it comes to the cards in the center, so we have the communicator and the river. It feels like the two of you are going to be coming to an understanding. The two of you are going to be in a type of relationship in which both of you are seen and both of you are heard. And not only that, but like the slate is going to be wiped clean. Now, if this isn't a connection where there's history, the same applies. It's just a little bit different. It feels more so like the two of you are going to show one another the parts of yourself that perhaps are the hardest to show. And with that, there's going to become understanding. The both of you are going to be showing compassion to one another. But with the river here, this card is all about forgiveness, as well as self-reflection. So I think that this connection is one that is going to really catapult the both of you into expanding and evolving, and learning more about yourself. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So if that resonates, let's go ahead, leave this out. Let's go ahead and pull tarot and see what comes through. I also have oracles just in case we need them. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and do one more shuffle. And it wasn't a good one. That's okay. What is it that pile 2 needs to know about when it comes to their next or their current connection? Okay, so we have the 7 of Wands. We have the 9 of Wands. Interesting. Okay, so we have the 7 of Swords and then Judgment. Let's go ahead and get one more. What is it that they need to know about? Okay, and then we have the Ace of Swords. I get the feeling that if this is a connection that has had history, the 7 of Swords and Judgment is coming out, especially if the person that you're inquiring about, or the person that we're talking about, is somebody who was deceitful, was deceptive, did a betrayal of some kind to you. It feels like this card is coming out because I think it's important to, how do I want to say it? It's coming through because just because there's a new opportunity, or just because the wound doesn't feel as painful because it's starting to heal over, the wound is still going to be there. There's still, like, what I'm seeing is that this connection is going to require a lot of work if the two of you decide to make this happen. There's going to be a lot of having to put in effort, and there's going to be some uncomfortable feelings, but it feels like by the end of this, there's the clean slate. By the end of this, there's this fresh opportunity. There's clarity. There's understanding. This murky Seven of Swords, this misunderstanding, this all of that is going to be clarified. But let's keep going. Why is the Seven of Wands here? Please clarify. The Seven of Wands. We have the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. Okay. Why is the Nine of Wands here? Okay. We have the Nine of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Why is the Seven of Swords here? We have the Page of Pentacles, and why is Judgment here? Why is Judgment here, Spirit? We have the Page of Cups, and why is the Ace of Swords here? We have the Moon. Okay, and then on the back of the deck, we have the Five of Wands. Yeah, there's going to be clarity. Things that felt as though, like if you've been feeling as though you've been manipulated, or if you've been feeling as though there are aspects of yourself that you've been hiding, or that you've not allowed yourself to look at, or like especially when it comes to connecting with others, and especially if you have resonated as the vulture, it feels like there is going to be this opportunity brought on by this connection where suddenly it doesn't feel so scary to look at the shadows, because there's clarity and there's understanding that how do I want to say it? Everything is on like a pole, I guess, and what is a shadow can be brought to the light or can become something else entirely. But I think it's interesting that we have the Seven of Wands and the Five of Wands here. This to me is definitely an energy that is somewhat combative or intense. That's the word. This is going to be a very intense thing. Like it feels like one or both of you is going to have to fight for this connection. Like if you are the tiger, it feels like you're going to feel like the vulture is fighting for you, is finally seeing what it is that they could potentially lose, and vice versa. There's and I think that these Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Swords are coming through because the Spirit wants to emphasize that this connection, should it come back into union, is one that is genuine. Like it's the other person is genuinely, or you will be genuinely focused on repair. It's going to be a genuine effort, is what I'm trying to say. I'm having a hard time with my words when it comes to this pile. But yeah, it just feels like the two of you are not going to give up on this connection, because there is something really, really beautiful. There's a lot of potential here, and it's potential that truly can be realized. Let's see if there's anything else that I've missed. Is there anything that I missed? Okay, we have yin. Is there anything that I missed? We have peace. What have I missed? And we have loyal heart. And on the back of the deck, we have deep knowing. Yeah, it feels like if you are, especially if you have resonated as this tiger with the yin card here, what this is telling me is that what feels natural to you, like by not necessarily chasing after something that doesn't want to be chased, that's working in your favor right now. Like there's a message here of you deserve your peace, and the vulture too. Like the both of you deserve your peace, whether or not you are together or not. But there is a message here of this connection being one where the two of you can find peace together. And again, with the loyal heart card here, it feels like it's there's a genuine effort being made on both ends to show one another how important they mean to one another. And I think also, like, if there are misunderstandings, if there are other people outside of this connection that are really rooting for it to fail, or are really thinking that this is a bad thing, obviously listen to your own intuition and listen to that first and foremost. But if your intuition is truly telling you that there is a true opportunity for a new beginning, there's a message here to listen to that. Either way, listen to yourself above anyone else. Listen to the quiet voice, your highest self. Let's go ahead and we'll get some advice for you, pile 2. What advice is there for pile 2? I am committed to bringing forth my greatness. I will no longer play small. All that I need is coming to me in ways I could never have imagined. It's safe to ask for help. People want to support me. Okay, pile 2, well, this is what I'm seeing for you guys today. Thank you so much for giving me this chance to read for you. I hope that I'll have another chance again to read for you in another video soon. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hi pile 3, and welcome to your reading. We're looking into your next significant relationship. You can obviously watch this video if you are inquiring about a current relationship, but I will be talking in future tense, so please keep that in mind if that is kind of where you're at when you're watching this. The two piles on the left and the right are going to represent the two of you. The cards in the center are going to represent kind of what is coming through the most strongly when it comes to the connection that the two of you are going to be sharing. So person number 1 is going to be, by the time this connection happens, the gazelle. The key words are shake, release, and move on. Sea serpent. Number 12, calm within transformation. And guide. The light attribute represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. And the shadow attribute is places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. And person 2 is showing up as the butterfly, with the keyword being metamorphosis. We have dragonfly. Number 39, you can't find your goodness because you lost your heart. And we have the hedonist. The light attributes are inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life, celebrates the beauty in yourself. The shadow attributes are pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. We have number 43, the sovereign. The affirmation is, I am my authentic self and no one has dominion over me. And we have the bridge. Okay. This is a pretty powerful spread, pile 3. I want to talk about person 2 first. And what I'm picking up on is that this person is, I think for a very long time, for probably the majority of this person's life, they have been living their life for other people. They've been living their life based on the opinions of others. They have not allowed themselves to pursue what it is that their soul or what it is that their heart is longing for. And it feels like they've kind of ignored this for so long, ignored the truth of who they are for so long, that now or in the near future there's going to be this need to find it again. There's going to be this need to rediscover who they are outside of the idea of what other people are expecting of them. For a lot of you, this feels like this is somebody who perhaps wants to take a more creative approach to life, doesn't want to do things in the way that perhaps most people, or what they don't want to do things in the way that would be deemed typical. Another thing that's coming through, and this won't be for everyone, but take it if it resonates. Another thing that's coming through is that this person may be somebody who is currently exploring their sexuality or their gender. There's really profound changes that this person is going to be going through when this union happens, when this connection comes into fruition. And it feels like this connection is something that is meant to empower the both of you. Like, it feels like, definitely for the sea serpent person, there's this energy of them having done a lot of work in order to stand as tall and as proudly as they do today. But it's almost like what I'm getting is like, this connection is going to be one that encourages them to not feel as though they have to put everything on them. They can allow someone else to hold space for their emotions, hold space for the things that have gone on that perhaps they don't share with a lot of people. It's safe to do that in this connection. And I think that the sea serpent also provides a safe space for the dragonfly. It really feels like, especially with this card, with the sovereign card, if we look at it, there's a bunch of butterflies, and then even this queen here has butterfly wings behind her. And it's kind of giving me the feeling that, like, the two of you together are taking back your power. So, like, if you feel as though something has been lost, or if this person feels as though a part of themselves was lost, the two of you together are creating a space in which you can rediscover who you truly are in a way that isn't shaming or embarrassing. Like, there's no fear here to be seen by one another. I do think that the sea serpent may be somebody who is going to be somewhat of a mentor in a way for the dragonfly person, in the sense of, it seems like the sea serpent person may very well have been living their truth for a very, very long time, whereas for this dragonfly person, it's a little bit newer. So there is this like guidance, and this like, it's like the sea serpent has paved the way for the dragonfly to truly live and feel free. Also with the bridge here, this is absolutely 100%. It's acceptance of one another. And I do think that for a lot of you, this may be like an LGBTQIA relationship. I see the rainbow here, and it's definitely coming through pretty strongly. That doesn't have to be the case, but there is this like reaching for each other. If you look at this image, we see two hands. There's a hand on this side reaching and a hand on this side reaching, and it's like there's an acceptance of who the other person is, and allowing that person to be, celebrating that person. There's a celebration here. This is a very loving, very happy connection, pile 3, that seems to be benefiting both of you positively. I just want to make sure I haven't missed anything before. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So let's go ahead and we'll get some tarot and see what else comes through. Okay, so we'll go ahead and leave those there. Okay, Spirit, what is it that you want pile 3 to know about this connection? What is it that you want pile 3 to know about this connection? Okay, so we have the 4 of Wands. I'm pretty sure one of the words that just came out of my mouth before I removed all of the oracles was celebratory. And it's now being confirmed with the 4 of Wands. This is a celebration. But we'll keep going. I'm sure there's more to it than that. What is it that pile 3 needs to know? We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the 6 of Swords. What does pile 3 need to know about this connection? Okay, we have the 9 of Cups. We have the 10 of Cups. Why is the 4 of Wands here? Okay, we have the 2 of Cups and the 2 of Swords. Why is the Ace of Pentacles here, Spirit? Okay, we have the Devil. Why is the 6 of Swords here? We have Death. Why is the 9 of Cups here? Okay. Oh my goodness, we have the 9 of Wands. And why is the 10 of Cups here, Spirit? We have the 3 of Swords. And then on the back of the deck, we have Temperance. Okay. So, the first thing that I will say, pile 3, based on, like, from what I'm seeing with the cards, is that when I was looking at these 2 cards, what popped into my head was the only way out is through. Take that if it resonates, but from what I'm seeing, it feels like this connection is one that is the catalyst for the 2 of you to completely shed your old skin, like for there to be nothing left from the past. It feels like there's going to be this transition into something that is so much more peaceful than perhaps one or both of you thought was possible for yourselves. It feels like there's going to be almost feels like there's a sigh of relief with the 9 of Wands and the 9 of Cups. It feels like and I see it with the 10 of Cups and the 3 of Swords as well. There's this sigh of relief of being thankful and grateful toward yourself for not having given up on this journey, for not having given up on yourself, and for not having given up on waiting until something that was deserving of you arrived, not selling yourself short. I do want to get a few oracles. Why is the 4 of Wands, 2 of Cups, and 2 of Swords here? We've cleaned it up. This could be, I wonder if for some of you this is a connection that the 2 of you have already known each other. But I don't think that's not a strong message that's coming through. Hold on, let me finish. The Ace of Pentacles and the Devil. Why is the Ace of Pentacles and the Devil here? Okay, we have Yang. Okay. I think it's interesting that in this Yang image, it's like a ball of fire that this person is holding. It's this golden ring. And then in the Ace of Pentacles, it's very similar imagery. And it feels to me like what this is indicating is that the connection that you are going to have with this person is one that is going to provide the both of you the opportunity to make a choice. And it feels like the choice that's that's going to be, the choices that are going to be presented are allow, like the first choice would be allow yourself to be loved just as much as you love, or vice versa, as well as, so that's one choice. And then the second choice, it feels like it's repeat the cycle over again. Continue down the cycle that feels the most comfortable for you, but has not brought you the joy that you are deserving and worthy of. It feels like there's going to be, that's going to be a challenge at first. But this connection is meant to be healing. This connection is meant to be soothing. It's meant to be loving. And I see that here. But it definitely feels like it's going to be something that has to be chosen. It's not something that, and it will only be chosen if you are brave enough to do it. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get you some advice. That's what I'm seeing for you guys. What advice is there for pile 3? I send a prayer of love to all beings in need of a miracle. What advice is there for pile 3? All that I need is coming to me in ways I could never have imagined. What advice is there for pile 3? And we have, the difficult relationships in my life are the perfect mirror for me to look more closely at my own behavior. This is what I was trying to convey when I'm talking about there being choices, and how we all have the opportunity to look at our own behavior and where it has led us. And honestly, pile 3, it feels like for some of you, take this if it resonates, but there's a message coming through here that you may be in a connection currently that is not bringing you a lot of joy, or is not allowing you to be your truest self. And if that's the case, a lot of what has been shown in the cards is kind of being enmeshed with what the future is holding for you. Like, the two options you have in front of you may very well be leave something that's not healthy for you, or leave something that isn't celebrating you and celebrate yourself in order to move in the direction of this new connection. But obviously, I think that's just for some of you. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile 3. Thank you so much for giving me this chance to read for you. And I hope that I will have the opportunity to read for you guys in another video soon. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you later. Bye. Hi, pile 4, and welcome to your reading. We're looking into your next significant connection, and obviously you can watch this video and use it for a current connection, but I will be talking in the future tense, so please keep that in mind. But let's go ahead and get started. The cards on both sides of the card that you picked are going to represent the both of you. Who are you? The cards in the center are going to represent kind of the overall theme, or like the most important thing it is that Spirit wants to share about this connection with you. We'll pull tarot as well, and I have another oracle deck set to the side if we need clarification on anything. But let's go ahead and get started. So the first person is showing up as the mole, and the phrase is just trust. We have the hawk and the dragon. We also have number 24, the gallery of those who came before. And we have the destroyer. The light attributes are releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for new life. And the shadow attributes are intoxication with destructive power, destroying others' dreams of potential. Person 2 is showing up as the buffalo with the phrase prayer answered. We also have the crow. Number 52, dream travel. And the poet. The light attribute is expresses soul insights in symbolic language. And the shadow attribute is turns a lyric gift to negative or destructive effect. Okay, and then the cards in the middle. We have number 35, the future. The affirmation is, I plan for the future with respect for the unexpected. And we have the ocean. Okay. So, pile 4. First and foremost, I would say that this is, out of all of the piles, I would say that this is the pile that has like the most, the energy of this pile feels deeply spiritual, and it feels absolutely like this is a soul level connection that is coming into your life. So let's go ahead. I want to start with, how do I want to start this? It's really interesting. I think I'm going to start with person 1. I think it's interesting that the mole has come out because moles are blind, and they also can't really feel or smell that well either. They just have to trust that they're going where they need to go. And there's this message that's coming through for me that if you are the crow person, Spirit is wanting you to know that this mole person is seeking you. Like what you seek is seeking you. There's like, it feels like this is already in motion. This is coming soon. So that's one thing. I also think it's interesting that with this, we have the hawk and the dragon. And in the image of the dragon, we just see this eye, which is such an opposite message from this blind mole. And with the hawk represents being able to see things from all perspectives, to zoom in on things, to be able to see the big picture. The hawk is an all-seeing energy. So this is somebody who definitely has a pretty good understanding of, I would say, others, as well as what it is that they want. It seems like this is somebody who is living very authentically. It wouldn't surprise me if in the past they mimicked others rather than created a life for themselves. But it feels like that's something that has really fizzled out, and this person is living very uniquely for themselves. I would also say that the mole seems to be somebody who is very reflective on themselves and their behavior and their own choices, as well as how they interact with others, why there are certain things that have occurred in certain relationships that they've shared with others. There's a lot of self-reflectiveness in the mole person, and they are somebody who learns from their mistakes, learns not only what it is that they don't want, but what it is that they want, and uses relationships as the mirror that they are, like is accepting of the mirror that is being held up to them. I feel like there's somebody who really values and respects the emotions and the feelings of others. Like this isn't somebody who might get on a dating app and then say all of these nice things to get somebody to do what it is that they want and then ghost them. This isn't somebody who treats people like they are disposable. There's a lot of value for one another as humans that's radiating from this person. Person number 2, so the crow person feels like a delight, pile 4. The crow person feels very, like, from what I got when all of these cards came out, the first thing that came to mind was like Luna Lovegood. There's like a Luna Lovegood energy here. Like maybe this person is a little bit aloof, or perhaps this person seems different, seems a little bit different or is different from a lot of the other people that the mole has met before. This person is a very unique person, and they truly do live their life fully and completely for themselves. And it may not have always been that way, but this crow person, it feels like they are somebody who is deeply spiritual. There's a lot of intuition here, honestly, on both ends for both people. There's intuition, there's psychic abilities here, there's magic. It's like there's a lot going on here. And I get the feeling with this dream travel card that honestly, if I look at this, let's just put these together. The image of this like, I don't know what this is. Like the energy, like, oh, it's their soul. So this is kind of like curving out, and it has the same colors and like the same curves as this curve in the mole card. And I almost get the feeling that the crow person may very well have had several dreams. Like I feel like these two people have met, just not in the 3D yet. And it feels like the mole person is aware of this, is aware of this person that they're searching for. Yeah. When it comes to the 2 cards here in the center, we have the future and the ocean. What this is telling me is that this is a type of connection where it's going to be long term, first and foremost. But it also feels like the 2 of these people are so compatible and so right for each other that it's going to be fairly easy to find the ability to trust in the process, to find the ability to allow this to develop as it unfolds, essentially. But there's deep feelings here. The emotions between the 2 of these people are going to be running very deep. And I would say there's an acceptance of this, like, I feel like this is a connection that's on the soul level, right? And it feels like both of these people are understanding of this, and their understanding of divine timing, they are understanding of letting go of the need to control. It's impossible to control the ocean. It's too large. Like, it feels like this goes beyond this life. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And because this connection goes beyond, it feels so big and eternal. There's a lot of trust here to allow things to happen as they're meant to. But yeah, let's go ahead and look into the tarot. Let's see, we'll leave the mole here and then the crow. Okay. Let's go ahead and shuffle. Okay, Spirit, we would like to know what pile 4 needs to know about their next significant relationship. What does pile 4 need to know about their next significant relationship? top one, we have the Four of Swords, the Nine of Cups. I believe the Nine of Cups has come out for every single pile today, which is, it's really nice to see. It's a very positive card. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune. There's this destiny, there's this divine intervention, this soul level that I'm talking about. What is it? One more, please, Spirit. What is it then? Okay, and then we have the Ace of Cups coming out with the Seven of Cups. Why is the Four of Swords here? Why is the Four of Swords here? Okay. We have the Six of Cups and Strength. The Six of Cups is also a soulmate type of card. Why is the Nine of Cups here? Okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? We have the Three of Pentacles and Judgment. And why is the Two of Pentacles here? We have the Sun. And on the back of the deck, we have the Eight of Cups. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share what I'm seeing, and then I will pull oracles to clarify some things. But this message came through for, I believe it was pile 1 as well, but it's a little bit different. What I'm sensing is that this is a connection that is going to come into fruition when the two of you reach a point in which you take a break from something. It could be that maybe it's time to learn or practice or work on being alone, being comfortable with oneself. It could be needing to recover from something that was very painful in a past relationship that you'd like to process and learn and move on from before you get into another connection. It feels like there's definitely a pause that's going to be happening, a transition of some kind of inaction that's going to lead to this reunion. And I do feel as though it's like a reunion, like the two of you have probably known one another. And it feels like you'll almost feel this subtle pull, like it'll make sense when it happens. Another thing I think that is really, really healthy and also really beautiful about this spread is the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. It's telling me that the two of you are people who allow one another their autonomy. Like neither one of you wants to control the other one. Both of you are going to be wanting the other person to be happy. And with this comes this abundance of happiness that then can be shared with your partner or in other areas of your life. There's this element of like the two of you fill each other's cups up, and it doesn't feel like either one of you is taking and depleting from the other person. I think that the Three of Pentacles and Judgment came out with the Wheel of Fortune because for some of you or for this person in the past, there may have been this feeling as though there was like a soul type of connection that the two of you shared, and it didn't work out for whatever reason. And it more than likely, like what's coming through is that it may not have worked out because the other person did not feel that pull. They did not recognize that for what it was. And the cards that are coming through are meant to share with you that that's not going to happen this time. This is being divinely guided. This is something that is destined to happen. And when the two of you meet, you both will be on the same page. Okay, I need to get some oracles. Why is the Two of Pentacles and the Sun here? We have the fates. Yeah, this is a fated connection. And I think, again, like if I look at this rainbow, it's giving me the same energy as these two pentacles. I feel like if you're the mole person, or the mole person just in general, is going to find or see some sort of light, see the light that they've been blind to, that they've been unaware of. This connection is meant to help the both of you feel like the feeling that's coming through is safety. It's a safe connection. Why is the Ace of Cups and the Seven of Cups here? Okay, and then we have Yin. And why is the Ace of Cups here? Okay, I'm actually going to take both of these because I think they were both meant to come out. Okay. With this Yen card, we see this bowl. It looks like a cup almost, and it is overflowing with water, just like this Ace of Cups is. And it, you know what it feels like, what just came to mind? It feels like you both are choosing one another. Like perhaps in the past, you've wanted to feel chosen, but at the same time, you want to choose them as well. There's like this balance, or this like dance that that everyone has to kind of go around when it comes to connecting and being vulnerable with another person. And at times one person might choose you and you don't feel as though they're a good fit, or vice versa. And it feels like the message coming through is that the two of you are choosing each other. And it's like it almost feels like a happy ending to me. Like this is a life partner. There are certain aspects of your life, certain aspects of their life. There's parts of your past that are meant to be left behind. And in walking away from whatever it is that needs to be walked away from, there's so much abundance on its way from leaving something else. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and get you guys some advice before we close this reading out. What advice is there for pile 4? Instead of taking on the fear of others, I reflect love. What advice is there? Oops. Okay, let's see. It's safe to slow down, relax, and let go. I cherish every cell in my body. There's this message of safety again, and also this message of taking a break coming through again. Please take these cards as they resonate for you. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile 4. Thank you so much for giving me this chance to read for you. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It would help me out tremendously. And I hope that I will have the opportunity to read for you in another video soon. Bye.